Belleville East Broadcast Network. Lancer softball is on the air.
Good take of the torque, gets away. Here it comes. She's going to score. That's going to be the game. The Lancers are going to win on a walk-off. Wild pitch as they come. The 0-2 count the pitch. Sampson hits the right side. That's a base hit. It's going to get past the second baseman. Loyette's going to cover out third. And the throw is going to go to the pitcher, cut off. And that's going to be a Lancer winner. So they're going to win game one of the doubleheader.
Now it's time for the Lancer softball pregame show.
And for the first time of this 2024 season, we welcome in Arita Mankey Field. As today, it's opening day for Lancer softball. Another promising year, a year filled with hopes and years of expectations as Belleville East is looking to go 4 for 4 straight years with the regional championship, looking to win number 6 in the last 7. A long season starts today, and it should be a fun one as Mascoutah comes to town to take on Belleville East, and it feels good to welcome you back in as we welcome in for the first time this year into our Lancer softball pregame show. I'm Steven Stock with you. Glad to be back with you. I missed it the last 2 weeks, I tell you. After that tough regional semifinal loss for basketball against Belleville West at Granite City, I realized that I'm not going to have anything for 2.5 weeks to bring it to you, and as the days have creeped closer and closer, I've been looking forward to this one, and I'm glad to be back up here in the booth, and glad to have this one for you as we start off a busy spring here with opening day. We're going to have numerous softball games. We're going to do a lot more from last year. We have numerous baseball games, and of course, can't forget about our boys volleyball team over in the gym. It's all going to be a busy next few weeks, next few months, and we're going to have it all for you here on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Look to do as many games as I can. Got some road games planned in there and some big things, of course, planned. We hope you stay, follow all along because it's going to be a lot of fun this spring, and I've just been looking forward to it. I obviously, I love every single sport. I love doing covering every single team here at Belleville East, whether that's basketball or football. I've had a lot of fun in the fall and winter sports, but when this school year started, I was really looking forward to turning the chapter to the spring sports. Obviously, softball and baseball was really fun last year, and boys volleyball is an incredible team. They have a lot of stuff they want to accomplish over the next few weeks. So, it's gonna be some fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and let's see how much fun we can have. We start off with today with opening day, Belleville East and Mascoutah. You're gonna hear from head coach Natalie Peters coming up here in about a few minutes, actually. I'm going to keep it quick. I'm going to give you as much of that interview as we can here on our Lancer softball pregame show. But Mascoutah coming into town. Both teams are 0-0. This is their first game. And I kind of want to start off with Belleville East, as you're going to hear Coach Peters, if we get to that part in our interview, kind of talking about how big the seniors were last year for Belleville East. They were huge. You look at my Howard playing collegiate softball. A few others as well. My Hathaway was one that led that. Maddie Greenfield's a great backstop, and a few others. I'm trying to think of some more. Ava Hamilton, there he is. That was another player I was trying to think of. She was a big part last year. You got a big part as seniors last year, and now you're going to miss out on a bunch of them. Belleville East is only returning, I would say, probably 2 really big hitters in the lineup. Obviously, Emma Fetters and Ashlyn Sampson are incredible. They have committed and signed to go play softball next year at the collegiate level as well. But, now it's time for the young players to see how they're going to play. And Coach Peters, talk about the starting lineup today. It's not going to be the starting lineup it is on the last game of the season. It's just trying to figure out what's going to work. And obviously that's been kind of the the message, the theme for any team, any sport. It doesn't matter. Obviously it's the first game of the season. It's going to take time to figure out what works, take time to get adjusted. It's going to take time, and obviously we're not looking – you obviously would like to play a perfect game today, but obviously, first game of the season, you got to see what works and see how, obviously talk about starting. There may not be a few players who play at the end of the season, a few players that get a start. We'll see how that works for Belleville East, but we'll see how they play. But there's a lot of young players in this lineup. You're obviously your leadoff hitter, Abby Monroe. She's a freshman. You got a few other underclassmen who are just now maybe playing some of their first few games in their varsity softball career. So it'll be interesting to see how that works for Belleville East today. On the other side, Mascoutah also has a pretty young team. They only have one senior in their starting lineup, but she's a big hitter. It's number 10, Ellie Lowe, who last year batted almost 500, 484, and she also had 7 home runs, 22 RBI. She's in the 3 spot from Mascoutah. But look at their starting lineup down the order. It's a sophomore, junior, senior, sophomore, junior, freshman, junior. So kind of a little bit of a young team. Knows only one senior. Obviously, those juniors got to see how much leadership they can provide for Mascoutah in this one. I got to carry those young young players and those sophomores and the freshmen in the lineup. Last year, this is also the opening day matchup. It was at Mascoutah. The Lancers got it done 8-3 in that game. Ashlyn Sampson had a great game. She went 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Emma Fetters went 0 for 2 with an RBI as well. Olivia Hemmerly on the bump, who's your star today, went the complete game. 10 strikeouts, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and 1 walk. And she had a very good season last year, someone I call pretty reliable and steady in the rotation. Last year she made 32 starts out of 34 games. She had a record of 24-8 and pitched almost to 208 innings in that time span. She gave up 94 runs, 48 earned for a 1.62 ERA, and she was huge. She almost averaged 7 strikeouts per 7, so it's almost a K per inning. She was huge for Belleville East last year. Anyway, Mascoutah Belleville East coming up here. It's open today. Let's go to hear from Coach Peters. We get her thoughts here for this young, promising 2024 season here on our Lancer Softball pregame show.
Go back to the Belleville East Broad Club social media accounts, episode 30. We got.
Yeah, my name is Natalie Peters, and I've been the head coach here for 19 years now, and I've taught math here at East for 20 years. I'm also an East alum, so definitely love East softball.
We'll talk about East alum. I know you had a big softball playing career before you came coaching-wise, so I'll kind of start off with that playing career. How did you start playing softball? When did it become a passion of yours?
Yeah, I played pretty much every sport when I was growing up, so I wasn't involved in a lot of other things, and then softball just kind of took the limelight eventually. It's kind of ironic. If there had been girls soccer when I came to Belleville East, I probably would have had a tough decision there, but there wasn't girls soccer at the time. And then I love the softball program. I played on the 1995 state championship team, and that just pretty much, I feel like, solidified my love of softball. And then went on to play at Drake University initially in Des Moines, Iowa, and after some interesting things going on there. I actually love my coach, and she wasn't going to be coming back, so that's when I transferred to Florida State and finished my career at Florida State.
Some of your favorite moments as a Lancer?
Oh, man. So I grew up watching them play. I actually lived close to the school, and I would walk up here and watch them play. Grew up coming to the softball camp, so got to know a lot of the players from there. And then once I got here, I mean, it was just an amazing experience all the way through. Coach Miki was phenomenal. You know, she pushed us as hard as she could push us, but she also loved us just the same. So obviously winning the state championship in 1995 was an incredible feeling. Our semifinal game was actually the crazier game. We won in extra innings. So there was a rain delay in the middle of that game, and we came from behind to win that one. And I think it was like 6-4, and then we won the championship game a little bit easier. But that was probably obviously my most dominant memory of my time here, but I really enjoyed all 4 years.
That state champion team was your sophomore year in high school?
Yes.
There we go,
yes.
1995. How did that feeling, because it's a feeling a lot of players and coaches want to achieve is feeling as a champion. So what was that like being able to accomplish that?
I mean, it just felt so surreal almost in the moment, and we just had such a dynamite team. We had 8 seniors that year. To be able to send them out on top like that was super special, and there was just some great players and people that have been my role models growing up that were on that team that I still look up to today.
So so after Belleville East, you go to Drake for 2 years,
Yes.
freshman and sophomore year. What was those 2 years like playing up at Drake?
Cold, no. No, I love Drake. It's a small private school, and I love my coach. I feel like I learned a lot about the fundamentals of the game from her. Obviously, Coach Miki sent me there super prepared, and then I felt like Coach Bryant was able to really helped me improve, especially as a shortstop. Growing up, I played pretty much everywhere on the field. I would catch, play short, play third, just kind of moved around a lot. But I feel like those 2 years at Drake really solidified my shortstop experience. I felt like I became a lot better player there. It was cold, that's for sure. And then another really good thing that came from Drake is that's where I actually met my husband, who obviously wasn't my husband at the time, but and just a lot of great friends and a great school. So I really enjoyed my time there.
After those 2 years, you transferred to Florida State. Obviously, you probably had a few options, but you chose Florida State. Why Florida State?
Well, it's funny, when my coach was let go and it was going to open wide open again, back then it wasn't like the transfer portal of today, so they actually really restricted where I could go because I had almost gone to Notre Dame. So they were able to put restrictions on you. So they put a restriction on me that I couldn't go anywhere in the Midwest, so many surrounding states, and then anywhere in the Missouri Valley Conference. So, or I would have had to sit out, I think, like 2 years.
Wow.
So luckily, Actually, it was a Carbondale assistant coach, knew the Florida State assistant coach, and they just had a need at Florida State for someone to be able to come in and play infield right away. And they had a conversation at the coaches convention, and before you know it, I was on a visit and was able to go there and finish my career, which was amazing.
And now fast forward to there, I know you're a big Florida State fan, so it kind of stuck.
Oh yeah, we're huge Florida State fans, my whole family. I don't think you can go to school there and not be a fan. And they actually won a football national championship right when I transferred. So I actually transferred in December, January, going into that spring semester, and they won that year. I think it was 1999, showing my age there. But yeah, we love Florida State. Try to take my family there as much as possible, and they love it too.
So both years at Florida State, you guys appeared in the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's got to be pretty cool to be one of the top teams and play in that tournament.
Oh yeah, we were. I think we finished right up there in the 9-10 area, both my junior and senior year. And senior year was actually devastating. We had the lead against Cal. We basically needed one strike to go to the College World Series. We ended up losing on a last-second hit, but to be able to play there, play in that stadium, I just always felt so lucky and so blessed, and it was an amazing experience.
I was able to look at your Florida State stats, and I saw that you hit 3 total home runs. Do you remember any of them?
I do, actually. It's funny. I was seeing something the other day where you always remember your first home run, and I do have a really clear memory of one that I hit in a home game. I feel like the game was so different back then. There weren't as many home runs. A lot of things to the game have changed. So I feel like I was a little bit more of a gap hitter, but it was fun to definitely get one out, especially there. It was exciting.
So you take over for Belleville softball in that 2005-2006 school year. Did you always kind of wanted to be a coach, or did that feeling change after you stopped playing? How did that happen?
No, I think I always wanted to teach and coach. I know my dad at the time was like, I don't know, he really pushed me to try to maybe look at some other things. That's why I majored in just math in college. But I actually coached at St. Louis U for 3 years before I came back to East. And my dad was really sick at the time. And so my husband and I made that decision to move home and just try to be with him in the last years of his life. And coming back to East was, I feel like, always on my radar. I feel like Coach Minky, the way she built her program and the culture of her program, it makes you want to return. And so I had no idea, though, that she was going to, after 1 year, me being back, she resigned from coaching, which kind of shocked me at the time. But, I'm so happy. It's always felt like home to me.
So you take over for the legendary Coach Minky. I mean, kind of big shoes to fill taking over for
Yes.
her. What was it like taking over for her first
I will
years?
tell you that Coach, she handled it so great, because I feel like she didn't try to overstep, but she was always like, I'm here for you, whatever you need. And she kind of had the idea of, I really need to be in the background here for a little bit, for a few years, but I'll help you with paperwork and any practice planning or anything that you need, because it's definitely, it definitely was a crazy feeling trying to, take over for someone of that caliber and the success that she had. And really just I loved the cultures and tradition that she had created. So I really felt like I wanted to do everything I could to maintain that for her.
How big a part was her in your obviously playing career, but also coaching career?
Oh, huge. I mean, she's obviously my number one mentor, always has been. And she's always been 100% supportive of me in the good times and the bad, and I think she's been great. I've learned a lot from her as a player. And then obviously in those initial years of coaching, we would talk on the phone constantly and just constantly picking her ear and, getting advice from her. And still to this day, she's around and, gives good advice too.
What's your favorite thing about coaching?
My favorite thing about coaching, I would say my favorite thing about coaching is just establishing those relationships with your players. Obviously, I'm very competitive. I think anybody that knows me would know that. But just being able to see these young girls, and especially with our Junior Lancer program, a lot of times I meet them when they're 6 and 7 years old, and to see them grow up and mature and become these amazing teammates and amazing players by the time they graduate, and then to be able to follow their successes after high school has definitely been the best part.
Do you have a favorite moment coaching so far so many years?
Oh, there's probably a lot. I have to, one favorite moment.
You can pick a few.
I do remember it's crazy because it was just a regional championship, so you wouldn't think maybe the emotions were as heightened, but we got sent to Sacred Heart Griffin that year, and it was interesting environment, and it was a great game. I mean, they had 3 Division I players going D1. We were playing on turf for the first time ever. I remember the Grizzlies let us come practice there for a couple days to get ready, and we ended up winning the game and kind of holding off a big rally by them to do that. And I do remember that game just standing out. A lot of just clutch players stepping up in all different ways. So that game is definitely one that stands out.
And we welcome back in here to the Belleville Broadcast Network. Everybody here for first pitch on a beautiful opening day between the Indians and Mascoutah in your Belleville East Lancers. I'm Steven Stack with you. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday afternoon watching some Lancers softball. I mean, it is a beautiful day. We had a kind of a chilly morning. Got here at school, and it was, pretty chilly, but man, it is warmed up and it is beautiful. It's beautiful when it's March 12th and it's shorts weather, baby. Anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead and get your Belleville East Lancers defense here on opening day. We'll start off in the outfield from going left to right. Left fielder is a senior, number 6, Izzy Brewer. In center field, number 15, a senior, Ashlyn Sampson. Over in right field, number 31, a sophomore, Ari Kohler. Over in the infield, going left to right from third base, number 17, a senior, Emma Fetters. At short, number 12, Maddie Miller, a junior. And over at second base is a sophomore, number 20, Elise Heinrichsen. And over at first is a freshman, number 1, Abby Monroe. And behind the plate doing the catching, another freshman, it's the coach's daughter. Zoe Peters will have the catch, and she's number 9. And a freshman on the bump is Olivia Hemmerly. Hemmerly, last year, as I mentioned on the pregame, 32 starts, a record of 24-8, 208 innings pitched. She got a 1.62 ERA. She gave up 94 runs, 48 of them were earned, 160 hits. How about these strikeouts? A 6.68 Ks per 7. That's 198 strikeouts compared to 60 walks. She was a big part of this Belleville East team. Last year, she was great at the bump and looking for another good year out of her. And for Mascoutah, leading off is a sophomore, number 25, Avery Bame, and a swing and a miss, 0-1. And that's how this year starts off, a swing and a miss. And Belleville East here in Mascoutah. It's Bame, Addie Walker, and Ellie Lau. You got to watch out for the third hitter, Lau, number 10. She can hit. That ball's hit in the left center field, charging in. It's the 2 outfielders converging and making the play at center. Sampson for out number 1. And I don't know, I forgot how to do baseball. It's a fly out to center, which is 8. F8 there. I forgot. It's been over a year. Forgot how to do a little bit of baseball and softball. There's 1 out, so we'll now bring in number 27, a junior, Addie Walker, a right fielder. And again, Mascoutah, kind of a similar, a little bit more, I don't know, actually I kind of would say they're kind of similar experience because Belleville East does have a few seniors, but Mascoutah does have a few more juniors. There's a pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Walker, a left-handed batter. Stats for her last year, batted .393, 514 OBP, 464 slugging. That pitch is in there for a strike. Just caught the outside part. 0-2. Lau on deck as well from Mascoutah. See if they can get anybody on for her. 0-2. It's going to miss outside, 1-2. Feels good to be back up here doing some softball. We'll be back out here on the diamond. Will be on Monday, as we'll be on the baseball diamond this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Got a big next few weeks coming. Swing and a miss. There's a K, out number 2, and Hemmerly picks up her first strikeout of 2024. Walker down, swinging on 4 pitches, 2 away. I'll now bring in number 10, a senior, Allie Lowey's center fielder. Right-handed batter, I mentioned, probably the biggest hitter on this Mascoutah team last year. 484, 548 OBP, 7 homers, 22 RBIs. We got time called before Hemmerly delivers the first pitch, so Lau will get back in the box after stepping out. First pitch, missed outside, ball 1. I'm interested to see how Belleville East will do on the offensive side. Again, only really 2 big hitters returned in our part of that main lineup last year at Sampson and Fetters. All those seniors graduate. That's in the dirt. 0-2-0. So you got Monroe, a freshman, and then Miller, a junior, I think played a little bit last year. Actually, I do have that stat. Had 7 plate appearances, so there's a strike 2 and 1. So she'll get some experience this year, and then Henricks, not much experience from last year, and then Zoe Peters, another freshman. There's a few others off the bench as well that didn't get much game time last year. 3 and 1, that pitch missed high. So, as we mentioned, going to be kind of a puzzle, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, trying to find a combination of players that win you a ball game. Swing and a miss, 3 and 2, and the count runs full. We'll take a 1-2-3 top of the first to start us off here in 2024. Belleville State won the regional championship last year. Pitch missed high, ball 4. They're going to try to go back-to-back and end up losing the sectional semifinal last year to Edwardsville. So 2-out walk.
That'll bring up first baseman number 26, Callie Coons.
So Mascoutah has their first base runner. We have a mound visit, so he'll be our cleanup hitter. First baseman, Callie Coons. Coons last year batted .383, 405 OBP, 741 slugging. She's got some homers as well, 7 homers, 20 RBIs. 2 dangerous hitters. This Mascoutah lineup. Right-handed bat, she's your first baseman today. Hemmerly, 2-out base runner, giving up. First pitch is fouled back 0-1. I don't remember Hemmerly last year. It's good with the, I think we did how many? 5 softball games last year. You know, she kind of did a really good job of working out at jams when runners got on, and she did a good job of limiting runners, but when they got on, she was able to squander those opportunities. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And we got a runner stuck between first and second, and the throw to second going back is low, and she's going to be, we got a little chase here between second and first, and Beverly's dropped the ball. That's Peters, throw to second, tag applied, out at second base. And a pickle was allowed at Belleville East after throwing the ball back and forth. They finally get the out, pick her off, and no score after the top half. Belleville East coming back for the first time this year. We'll have it for you next. This is Lancer Softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Oracle. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first here from Belleville East. Home opener and opening day for Lancers softball. Scoreless inning pitched by Olivia Hemmerly in the top half, and we at the bottom half. No score. Here's how the Lancers will line up here to start off this 2024 campaign. It's the 3-sport star, Abby Monroe, leading off a freshman. She's playing first base, batted second. The pitcher, Olivia Hemmerly, batting third is the third baseman, Emma Fetters, batted fourth, Ashlyn Sampson in center. She was a right fielder last year. They moved her over to center. Got your 2 seniors, back-to-back 3 and 4. They'll be huge. The Lancers want to get some runs in this one. Batted fifth is Maddie Miller. She's playing short. Batted sixth, the right fielder, Ari Kohler. Seventh is Elise Heinrichs playing second. Batted eighth, Izzy Brewer. And left and wrapping out the lineup is the catcher, the freshman, Zoe Peters.
First baseman number 1, Abby Monroe.
Amelia Stein is your pitcher today for Mascoutah, number 14. And she is a junior. Last year had a, that's fouled back 0-1. Last year she had a 6.09 ERA. She went 1-2 in 4 games pitched, only 33 1/3 innings. She had 29 strikeouts in those innings, which is good for 6.09 Ks per 7. and she had a 2.04 whip. Monroe fouls that one back. Count 1-1. Pitches in there for strike 1-2 on Monroe. Monroe, we had a lot of fun watching her in the fall for girls volleyball and basketball for the winter. And she hits one up the middle. Base hit for Monroe. And her first plate appearance in the varsity level is a base hit right through the hole. Right through the middle. I mean, got a good pitch to hit and just hit her right up the middle. Able to get on. So the Lancers have their leadoff runner on, which is what you like to do to start off any inning. And now bring in the pitcher, the junior, Olivia Hemmerly. Monroe continues to impress, and I said I don't know how she's going to be able to continue getting better and better, as I believe, I mean, girls volleyball pretty good. Got better. I think she was better at basketball in the winters. Monroe's off for second, and the throw to second, and she's out trying to start off the campaign with an exclamation mark and thrown out at second for out number 1. Not the best way there. I mean, obviously trying to get a runner in scored position, but a beautiful throw from the catcher for Mascoutah. That was Cameron Reese, threw it down to second. It got Monroe in time, and the Lancers lead off base runners off the board. Counts 0-1. It was a strike as well. That pitch misses 1-1. Oh. Got a busy fall, winter, and spring. Now here's Hemmerly, the pitcher. Left-handed batter. 1-1 count the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Hemmerly last year hit .434. She had 49 hits and 113 at-bats. No homers, 17 RBIs. That's outside, 2-2. Got Fetters and then Sampson following Hemmerly in the middle of the order. Would like to get runners on for her. That's hit down the left side, left field line, but it's going to go foul. As it looked like it may have had a chance to go fair, but went out of bounds. Count still 2-2, all even up here on Hemmerly. 2-2 to Hemmerly. Hits it left side. Going to go foul. Try to see if she could hit it over that third baseman. The third baseman playing kind of short. So Hemmerly back-to-back foul balls and step back in again. After the Monroe got still and nobody on for Belleville, at least one out here. 2-2. That's high. 3-2 and the count runs full. I think Hemmerly was down 1-2. Yeah, she was down 1-2. She's worked it back to a full count. I mean, get one out, one on. I'll take that on a walk. The pitch. Just a bit outside, and Lancers have another base runner. So Hemmerly draws a walk. She battled back down 1-2 and gets on. How about that? So now bring in the senior Emma Fetters, her third baseman.
Number 17, Emma Fetters.
Committed to play at the collegiate level next year. I forget where. I have to look at it here. During a break, there's a swing and a miss 0-1. I apologize not having that. But her and Sampson back-to-back in the lineup. Big hitters in this lineup. Fetters last year, 324, 3 homers, 38 RBIs. Almost just caught the inside part of the zone, 0-2. Stein that last year had 29 walks to 29 strikeouts, and Fetters goes down swinging on 3 pitches, 2 outs. So it's up to Sampson with 2 out runner on. Sampson,
Next up, center fielder,
442 last year.
Sampson.
No homers, 33 RBIs. First pitch, takes a pitch right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Lancers, only 2 seniors in that, or 2 of the 3 seniors in the lineup here. That pitch to the right side, second baseman, a line drive makes the play for out number 3. Lancers strand Hemmerly at first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. On to the second inning, 1 inning through this 2024 season. No score between Mascoutah and Belleville East. We'll be right back here on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. One inning through here on a gorgeous opening day from Belleville East here at Rita Makey Field. Lancers and the Indians. No score after 1. Hemmerly back up on the bump after a leadoff walk, a 2-out walk last inning. They picked Wow going off for second, and that into the top of the first. So second inning here, no score. Belleville East had their first 2 runners reached, but Monroe was leadoff base runner, and she got caught trying to steal second, then Hemmerly walked, and then Fetter struck out, and Sampson lined out. So here is Coons, who is batted in the top of the first, but obviously with the pickoff at between first and second, she didn't get to finish her at-bat, so she's back up here to start the second. Swings and misses 0-1 here. Obviously with it being March, that pitch popped up all that thought. That's going to go near the net, and that, let's see here, that's going to get in over to the fans over here, 0-2 to our right. That being March Madness starting next week, following in the Billikens of St. Louis University in their conference tournament right now over in Brooklyn. They lead 35-30, 142 to play in the half against Rhode Island. Have those updates for you throughout the game. And obviously the Billikens, huge college hoops fan, huge Billikens fan. You know, have the game on in the press box, of course. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Hemmerly gets her second K of the year. Beautiful pitch. And gets Coons down swinging for out number 1. That's her second K of the day. So you retire those 2 big hitters in the lineup, and now it's going to go to a
The designated player, number 22, Jayla
Jayla
Moore.
Moore, a sophomore designated player. High for a ball, 1-0. Obviously, only did 5 softball games last year. It took a little bit to transition from baseball to softball to get that terminology, get that knowledge. So it may take me a little bit to get it up the track here in these first few games of the year. Half swing, do they go? And they're going to say she did for a strike, 1-1. Looked like she went, got the call from the first base ump. St. Louis U lead 38-30 now, and almost at halftime in Brooklyn. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And Missouri, Mizzou Tigers will play tomorrow against Georgia. I believe that's about an 8 o'clock start over in Nashville. To count the pitch, just a little bit outside. 2-2. Some more up, and then it'll be Junior Knoble, a shortstop after this. 2-2. That's driven left field. That ball is going to get down. It's going to go all the way to the wall in the corner. Left fielder, that is going to be Brewer. She throws it in. It's a 1-out double standing for Amore, who put a charge on that one in left field. Second base runner for Mascoutah, and they got something brewing here to start the second. Just a good piece of hitting. Hemmerly threw a pitch to hit, and man, Moore did not miss it. So a 1-out double.
Now batting, shortstop number 9, Lana Knable.
So Laura Knable will step in. She is a junior. First pitch. This is outside, 1-0. Knable last year batted .255, 317 OBP, 1 homer, 9 RBI. She can be some trouble out of the 6th spot for Mascoutah. That's going to be a ball, 2-0. We're going to have a quick mound visit here. The freshman Peters out there to talk with Hemmerly, kind of calm her down. And it'll be interesting. Obviously, kind of, with a pitcher, it's kind of the other way. When you have a young pitcher on the bump, you rely on a veteran backstop to kind of guide you through an inning. But this time the roles have been reversed with a kind of an experienced pitcher, and Hemmerly is a junior. You got Peters out there behind the plate. She's only a freshman. So it's going to be interesting to see how that relationship grows throughout this season. And obviously, Belleville East, their main pitchers in Sampson and Brewer backing up Hemmerly are all seniors, so they have that experience, but there's also a few younger pitchers on this team that may get some innings throughout the year, and they'll be obviously working maybe it's a sophomore or a freshman. It's going to be interesting, but there's a swing and a miss, 2-1. Belleville has to figure out what works here these first 2 weeks of the year and see how it goes throughout the rest of the year. The pitch, that's popped up in the infield. Hemmerly coming in. It's also Peters is going to make the play near the line, and she will get the ball over to third and make sure Moore stays put at second. So a huge out, number 2. Bringing another Moore for Mascoutah. This time it's Faith Moore, third baseman. She is a freshman from Mascoutah.
Indians third baseman, number 21, Faith Moore.
Moore getting her first varsity at bat here. First pitch. Outside for a ball, but it'd be an interesting spot here for Mascoutah for the freshman. She can get the first run of the year for the Indians. 2 out, runner at second. No score here. It's in there for a strike. Count 1-1. Next pitch from the junior. Hits it. Left field. Coming in. That ball is going to be caught. Dive and catch by the senior Izzy Brewer. Makes the play for out number 3, and the Lancers strand the runner at second. Huge play by the left fielder. It looked like it was going to get down for a second, but they get it. Great play by Brewer. No score as they go to the bottom of second. Lancers to bat here as Mascoutah strands one after one hit. Bottom second, no score here from Belleville East. This is Lancer Softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Nice play by Izzy Brewer. A slided catch in the top of the second to strand the Mascoutah runner after a one-out double. And no score to the bottom of the second. Lancers to bat for the second side of the day. They had two base runners, a leadoff hit, and then a walk in the bottom of the first, but couldn't score anything. We'll see what they can do here. It'll be 5-6-7 due up for Belleville East. It's Maddie Miller, the shortstop, Ari Kohler in right field, and Elise Heinrichs, the second baseman, due up. If anybody gets on, it'd be the senior Izzy Brewer for Belleville East. Miller last year, as I mentioned, I think in the bottom of the first for some part of this game, she had not much of a sample size last year. 7 plate appearances, 3 hits.
Number 12, Maddie Miller.
Sorry, 3 runs. She was 0 for 7 last year, but did have a 429 OVP, getting on base 3 times with 3 walks. She takes a strike 0-1, so she's looking for her first hit of the varsity level. That's fouled back 0-2 on Miller, down to the hole quickly. Stein, a junior pitcher, had a 6 ERA last year, and she did a good job getting out of trouble and kind of had to get some help from her catcher, Cameron Reeves, who threw out Monroe back in the bottom of the first. That was the first base runner for Belleville East. That pitch is a swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. And they're just going to, what are they going to call, a foul ball? Looks like that's where we're going to get foul ball. So Miller will go back in the box, still 0-2. Looked like it was a drop third strike, but just got a piece of it. So Miller will try it again here. 0-2. Pitch inside, almost hit Miller, 1-2. They're able to get the first 2 runners on last, and that's obviously a good recipe for success, and especially with your 2 seniors to follow, but just couldn't get anything through. We'll see if the Lancers can get that going in here in the bottom of the second. That pitch hit left side. That's going to go foul. The third baseman fielded it in foul territory. That it was Faith Moore who made the last out in the top half. Matty back in the box on a 1-2. The junior shortstop swings and misses. That's going to hit the backstop and going to get on first base. So you'll take that as a pitch that was high, and the catcher, Reese, couldn't catch it. And Lancers have a base runner after a strikeout of Miller. So I'll take that here, and now we're going to get the referees to huddle as Miller is on at first. We'll take that to start off an inning. I mean, obviously you don't want to strike out, but you'll take a base runner, lead off base runner. I'll see if Beverly's can do something with it. So coming up will be Ari Kohler, the right fielder today. And obviously that was Sampson last year, but Howay was the senior center fielder last year. We should graduated. So Sampson playing in center, and obviously it's a little bit different from right to center. You get more space to cover in center field in a corner position. So Kohler in right field.
Right fielder, number 31, Ari Kohler.
She batted .255 last year, had 12 hits and 47 at-bats. No homers, 3 RBIs. She's going to show a butt. That's going to go foul. The left-handed batter 0-1. Don't want to pop that bunt up. Don't want to pop it up. So 0-1 on Kohler. And close to that bottom part of the order for Belleville East. Mascoutah in the top half will have 8, 9, and 10. Or I guess it would be 7, 8, 9. With their flex in the 10th spot. So we'll see. That's going to just hit the outside part. 0-2 on here on Kohler. So we'll be no athletic events to cover tomorrow. We'll be on the baseball diamond on the other side of campus Thursday. It's at Metro East Kickoff Classic. Will be the Blue Devils of Quincy coming to town to take on the Lancers. Will be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for all those games. That's in the dirt. Off for second. Miller and slide it in with no throw. So the Lancers get a runner now in scored position on a wild pitch. And now an RBI opportunity for Kohler. Big spot here now. Miller 3 runs out of 7 plate appearances last year. I mean, that's a good ratio. See if she can continue that trend on at second. 1-2 count the pitch. Swing and a miss. Kohler goes down swinging. That's the second strikeout of the day for Stein. She got Fetters to go down swinging in the bottom of the first. So first out for Belleville East. At least they got that runner in scored position.
Next up, second baseman, number 20, Elise Henry.
Elise Hendricks will step in. She is a sophomore. First pitch, swing and a miss. A slow pitch there. Hendricks last year had 15 hits and 34 at-bats, 441 average. 500 on the dot for OBP and the 647 slug and no homers, 8 RBIs. 0-1. That's going to be hit in play, caught by the pitcher for out number 2. And now the Lancers, after another leadoff base runner, on the verge of squandering it here. We'll now bring in the senior left fielder, Izzy Brewer, see if she can come through with 2 outs.
Now batting left fielder, number 6, Izzy Brewer.
So here is Brewer. First pitch to her. Takes a pitch in the zone for strike 0-1. Brewer last year, 174 average, didn't have much plate appearances, 23 at-bats, 3 hits, no homers, 3 RBIs. That's hit to the right side. Diving play by the first baseman. He can't make the play. It got past her. Second baseman fields it, and coming home is Miller, and she's easily tagged out. A beautiful play by the second baseman for Mascoutah. That was Seibert, and she gets the final out. The Lancers try to bring one home, and maybe a little bit too aggressive. After the first 2 innings here from Belleville East, no score. On to the third here between Mascoutah Indians and your Lancers. We'll be right back here on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Lancers have had opportunities in the first 2 innings, just can't cash in. On to the third, no score. I'm Steve Stockley. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening watching some Lancers softball. Mascoutah will bat here to start the third. 8-9-1 due up. Here's Addie Seibert, the second baseman, a junior, who made that play to get Miller out at the plate for out number 3 to end the second. First pitch hit up the middle. Second baseman going to make the play. Heinrichs throw to first, out in time, and 1 pitch, 1 out to start the third. So 1 away. I'll now bring in Cameron Reese, the catcher for Mascoutah. I'll take a 1 pitch. You always like that. A quick start to the third. Mascoutah has had base runners in the first 2 innings, but haven't been able to cash in as well. They had a runner at second on a 1-out double in the top half of the second, and then a pop out to the catcher, and then a nice sliding catch by Brewer in left got the third out. So here is Reese. Last year, 294 average, had 10 hits and 34 at-bats, no homers, 5 RBIs. That's hitting her right field. Can't make the play as Sampson. It fell out of her glove, and going to second is Reese. She'll stop there. The throw goes all the way to third to Fetters, and Reese is on second. I'll charge that probably as an error, and Mascoutah cooking again. They got a runner at second, 1 out for the back-to-back innings now. Be an 8 on Sampson and center, and talked about it just a few minutes ago, how that transition would be from playing a corner position to center field. So back to the top of the order in Bame. I believe it was on the basketball team in the winner for Mascoutah. Shoved a bunt, and it was hit in play, and the throw to first is in time, but going to third is Reese. The sacrifice does work for Mascoutah. So 2 outs. It'll bring in Addie Walker. So Walker up with 2 outs now, and as the referee, I think this is basketball. Got to make that transition. Umpire goes over to the Belleville East dugout, and we're good to play now to here with 2 outs. And it was an interesting decision by Mascoutah. Bame to drop down a bunt with 1 out. Now sacrifice a bunt, 2 outs, but you got to trust your 2-out inning here. In Walker, there's a pitch on the outside part for a strike from Hemmerly. And Belleville East, Hemmerly's done a good job of squandering those base runners with 2 outs in it. The first 2 innings, he had to do it the third time. 0-1 count. There is a pitch. Low. Peters backs off Ross over at third, who's pinch running for Reese, being the catcher. 1-1 count. Walker No homers, 4 RBIs last year, 393 average, 514 OBP. So you got a lot of faith in her to come through with 2 outs. The pitch is fouled off to the left. 1-2. Bame last year was a 418 hitter, 16 RBI. So, I mean, I find that decision interesting, but we'll see if it pays off for Mascoutah on a 1-2. Emily looking for K number 3 and looking for out number 3. Trying to strand the runner at third. The pitch. Swing and a miss. She got it. Mascoutah strands the runner at third. We're 2.5 through from Belleville East. Lancers at bat. Mascoutah, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. No score. Here, this is Lancer softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Two and a half through here on opening day. No score between Mascoutah and Belleville East. Lancers were able to get out of another jam in the top of the third. It was an error by Sampson at center. Another runner at second base with 1 out for Mascoutah. But they got out of it, stranding the runner at third. And now the Lancers 9-1-2 up. It'll be Zoe Peters, a freshman, the catcher, batted here for Belleville East. Her first varsity at bat. And their first strike 0-1. Lancers in the first 2 innings, bottom of the first and bottom of the second, were able to get the leadoff runner on, but unable to come through. They stranded Miller as she was trying to go from second to home on a ground ball, and she was tagged out before reaching home. 1-1 here on Peters. Stein back out for her third inning of work, and she's done a good job just squandering those opportunities for Belleville East. 2 strikeouts to the first 2. That pitch fouled back by Peters, 1-2. Hemmerly with 3 strikeouts now, all swinging for the first 3. Billiken basketball leading 41-32 at the half over Rhode Island at Atlantic 10 tournament play in Brooklyn. It's low 2-2. Zoo at it tomorrow in the SEC tournament against Georgia. Had a busy next few weeks, obviously March Madness, and then just getting ready with our spring sports season. Baseball this weekend, back on the softball diamond Monday. That pitch is going to miss. 3-2 on Peters. She's worked to a full count. We'll be in the gym Tuesday for the first time for boys volleyball. I believe that's their season opener against Granite City. And then we'll be in the gym all next weekend for that boys volleyball tournament. The pitch. We're going to get a foul ball by Peters. Just got a tip on it. Find it on a 3-2 payoff pitch coming. See if the Lancers can make it 3 straight innings with the leadoff base runner on. 3-2 the pitch. Fouled it off. Peters fighting. We'll do it again. 3-2. Monroe waited on deck. The freshman trying to get another crack at it here. Batting 1,000's Monroe so far. 3-2 to Peters. Here it is, and her payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a little change up, threw a slow one in there and fooled Peters. She's down swinging one away, and they'll bring in Abby Monroe for the second time. Monroe hit it right through the middle.
Now batting first baseman, Abby
First time up. In the bottom of the first was caught stealing. See what she does here. Hits one to the left. Shallow outfield foul territory. Left fielder snow cones it for out number 2. Just stayed in the glove. It looked like it was going to come out, but left fielder just squeeze, trying to make sure it didn't come out, and it didn't. And Rose down on 1 pitch, 2 away. They'll bring in the junior pitcher, Olivia Hemmerly.
Now batting pitcher, Olivia Hemmerly.
She walked first time up. Swings and misses the first pitch, 0-1. It was Monroe's caught stealing during Hemmerly's at bat in the first inning. She would have had first and second, nobody out. Oh, 1. Here it is, 2. Hemmerly from Stein. That's outside, 1-1. On 1 Hemmerly. Fouls that one, chopped at it. 1-2. Mascoutah in the top half of the 4th will have their big part of the order. 3, 4, 5. Lowe, Coons, and Moore. It's outside. 2-2. All 2s on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Fouls that one off. On the scoreboard and runs, hits, and errors for Belleville East, it's 0-1-1 for Mascoutah. 0-1-0. 2-2. Hemmerly back in the box, fighting against Stein. The pitch. Chops it. Right side. Pitcher will field it. Stein throw to first. In time, Hemmerly retired. Lancers go down to 1-2-3 for the first time today. We're 3 innings through from Belleville East on opening day. It's no score on to the 4th. This is Lancers softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network.
Off the 4th inning. For Mascoutah, center fielder, Ellie Lowe.
Top 4, no score here. Mascoutah at Belleville East. 3 innings through. Scoreless game. Both teams have had numerous opportunities to get that first run across. None of them able to cash in. And Hemmerly back up on the bump. She was the last out. Grounded out to the pitcher in the bottom of the 3rd. So a 1-0 count here on Lau. There's a pitch that's going to miss 2-0. She had a walk, 2-out walk. 2-out walk back in the first inning, and then was kind of picked off between first and second. Time called, and we'll wait here on a 2-0. Three and 0 as that got past Peters. I was high in the zone. Let's see if we can calm Hemmerly down. She's had two walks. Had a walk back in the, or one walk actually was back in the first, and then she's allowed 3 base runners, a double and an error to go with that walk. The 3-0. just in their high part of the zone, but it just got in 3-1. 3-4-5 for Mascoutah here in the fourth. Coons and Moore follow. Jayla Moore. Got 2 Moores in the lineup. That pitch is high, ball 4. Leadoff walk, and Mascoutah has the leadoff runner on for the first time today. So Lau is on, and they'll bring in Callie Coons, the first baseman. Struck out to start off the second, but she can hit. Had 7 homers last year. That pitch is behind Peters on to second. And Mascoutah has a runner at second. Nobody out on a passed ball. Mascoutah threatening again here. They've got that runner in scoring position for the 3rd time today now. They always say 3rd time's the charm. 1-0 here to Coons from Hemmerly. That's fouled back 1-1. And the inside pitch there. Just able to fight it off. 1-1 here. Double East in the bottom part of the fourth will have a good part of the order. 3-4-5. Feder, Sampson, and Miller. There's a strike 1 and 2. I'm really looking for that first out here. It'd be huge. Just got to get that first out. Get things going. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. There you go. Hemmerly, 4th strikeout of the afternoon, and Coons down swinging for the 2nd time today. Huge out number 1.
Next up for the Indians, the designated player, Jayla Moore.
Jayla Moore, a designated player, steps in, had that 1-out double back in the 2nd. She didn't have any RBIs last year, only 8 plate appearances. Went 1 for 7. That's popped up foul territory. Peters near the net. That's going to get out of play. Thought I had a play on it and didn't even see where it landed. It landed way foul. On 1. Huge to get that first down, giving yourself a little bit of momentum. Trying to strand that runner at second. Did it the last 2 innings. See if we can do it here. That pitch is high. 1-1. Really gave up 48 earned runs last year, 94 total in 207 innings. It was a 1.62 ERA. Looking to avoid that first earned run here. That pitch is high, 2-1. We're going to have a little bit of a mound visit here. Again, trying to calm Hemmerly down. The infielders will conference as well with a 2-1 count up. Over in Brooklyn, the Billikens are all tied up now after I think it was like a 9-point lead at Rhode Island on a 9-0 run in college hoops right now. 45-45, 15 minutes to play in the second half. Of course, I'd have to have that off to the left. How much of a college hoops fan I am. 2-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Moore now. Hemmerly looking for K number 5. She's had a K in each inning. Averaged almost 7 Ks per 7 last season. On pace to do that here in their first start of the year. 2-2. That's outside. 3-2. Peters keeps it in front. Knable and Moore to follow for Mascoutah. Jayla Moore. 1-for-1 today with a double. Full count. 3-2 the pitch. Inside and got on the inside part. Wow. Hemmerly, K number 5 on the afternoon. It just got the inside part and talked about a huge out number 2. Her first K looking today. They'll now go to Laura Knable. for Knable. First time up, popped out to Peters in foul territory. It's right near the third base line, near the batter's box. Swing and a miss, 0-1. So Hemmerly, after giving up a leadoff base runner in the walk, has battled back. Strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. Trying to go for the third here. That's fouled off. That keeps that one in the field, 0-2. Looking for out number 3, trying to strike out the side, the 0-2. Hit left side, catch by Fetters on a line drive. What a play. Belleville showing off the defense today, and they keep the game scoreless. 0-0, bottom of the fourth. 1 walk, no hits, 1 left for Mascoutah, no runs. 0-0, bottom 4, Lancers the bat. This is Lancers softball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. We'll be right back. Defense has been huge today for Belleville East. Izzy Brewer made a great play in the top half of the second for the third out. A sliding catch over to the left, and then Fetters takes a hit away from Knable to end the top of the fourth. And both times Mascoutah had runners in scoring position. And we're still tied at 0. Belleville East looking for their first run. Only 1 hit on the day. It came from Monroe to lead us off, and we'll see what we can do here. Here's your 3-4-5 to up. It's the third baseman, Fetters, who made that play. It's in the top half of the fourth. Fetters, Sampson, and Miller do up here. Went 0 for 3 through the first time, and Miller did reach on a drop third strike. It wasn't even dropped. It's kind of too high for the catcher to make a play on it. Hit the backstop and couldn't make a play at first. 1-0 here on Fetters. See what her offense could do here. That pitch is high, 2-0. And Belleville East has been able to get the leadoff runner on the first 2 innings. Went 1-2-3 down in the bottom half of the third. (2-0). And there for a strike 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Fetters. Sampson on deck. Two and two. That's high and away. 3-2. Count runs full on Fetters. He'll take a leadoff walk here. Stein with 1 walk allowed to the first 3. That was the second batter of the game. She's done a good job settling down in that spot, but straw off the fourth here on verge of allowing her second. The pitch, a little bit inside, ball 4, and Fetters is on. Leadoff walk. Lancers have the leadoff runner on for the 3rd time today. See if they can cash in here and now bring in another one of your big seniors, Ashlyn Sampson, the cleanup hitter.
That brings up center fielder Ashlyn Sampson.
Sampson lined out to the second baseman for out number 3. Drops down a bunt, front of the pitcher. Pitcher will field it and can't make the play. Tried to scoop it with the glove and it fell out. Simpson's on. First and second, nobody out for Belleville East. This is their best opportunity today. I'll probably charge that as an infield single for now. It would have been tough for the pitcher to make a play with Sampson's speed down the first base line.
Now batting shortstop, Maddie Miller.
So here is Miller, struck out swinging. First time up, but did reach with that ball getting past the catcher. RBI spot for hers. Last year in those 7 plate appearances, had no RBIs. Junior trying to come through. Drops down a bunt that's foul. 0-1. After Miller, if she can't come through, it would be Kohler, who's had a few RBIs. Last year, she had 3 of them. Oh, 1. Shows bunt again, and it's fouled off 0-2. The bunt by Sampson worked, but not really working here on the first 2 by Miller. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss at a high pitch. Miller down swinging for the second time. Through a high pitch. Miller laid off. It was almost the exact same spot the first time up, but couldn't lay off that time. That's Stein's 4th strikeout of the day, and now the Lancers' first out. So 1 out here is Kohler. Right fielder, left-handed batter. First pitch to Ari with 2 on, 1 out. Drops down a bunt. That is going to go foul. Was in the batter's box. Would not be good for Belleville East if they squander another opportunity and can't come through. Luckily, Hemmerly's been great on the bump, someone you rely on to get out of those spots, but got to take advantage. Got to come through. You got 2 on, 1 out. Pitch. Tried to go bunt and then brought it back just in time for a ball 1-1. Pitching away is Stein on this first 2. Just need to see if he can maybe hit something up the middle, kind of the holes. The shortstop's playing a little more to the left side. First baseman in for the bunt. Third baseman near the third base back. 1-1. Drops down a bunt, but fouled it off. 1-2. Belleville East has tried to do that here these last 2 at-bats. Miller got her first 2 off as foul balls and then struck out swinging on the third pitch. Trying to avoid the same thing here as Kohler at a 1-2 count now. No score in the bottom of the 4th. Gorgeous Tuesday afternoon, reaching 5:30. 1-2, Kohler. Hits it a left. That's going to go foul near the fence. Actually banks off the fence down the left field line. Foul. Past the dugout near the left field bullpen. It's Mascoutah dugout over the left field side, right field side. Belleville East with the home dugout. Trying again. 1-2 to Kohler. The pitch from Stein. Hits it left side. That's going to go foul again. Do another 1-2 is Stein. 4 strikeouts. Fetters, Kohler strikeout victim first time up, and then Peters and last up Miller. I guess 5 strikeouts. Miller struck out 2 times. Stein looking for number 6. So on the other side for Hemmerly, she has 5 on the day. Got 2 in the last inning and then 1 each in the first 3. 1-2 to Kohler. Here it is. The pitch. Hits it right in front of the catcher. That's another foul ball. We'll do it again. 1-2. Morgan pitches to hit, just can't put it in play. So another 1-2 coming on deck for Belleville East is Heinrichs, who lined out to the pitcher back in the second. One and two here. Stein back on the bump. 1-2 count the pitch. Outside part. Got it. Got Kohler down looking. She's 0 for 2 Ks. Stein's fifth one and back-to-back strikeouts leads to 2 outs, and the Lancers need some 2-out in here. And we'll go to the sophomore Elise Heinrichs now on a spot. Lined out to the pitcher. 2 outs, 2 on. Lancers trying to pick up the first run of the game. The pitch fouls it off 0-1 on a tapper. Mascoutah in the top half of the fifth will have their 7, 8, 9 part of the order. That is Faith Moore, Addie Seibert, and Cameron Reese. Combined 0 for 2 today with 0 for 3 today, with 1 base runner reaching on an error. That's outside, gets away from the catcher just a little bit away, but it's a little bit away enough for the Lancers to move up. So both moving up is Fetters and Sampson, so base hit would probably most likely bring in 2 now. Oh, yeah, Sampson stayed put, sorry. So runner Fetters stayed up at third at least, so at least hit would guaranteed bring Fetters in. One here to Heinrichs. Fouls that one off. They hit right off her, looks like right leg. She works that one off. 1 and 2, and get back in the box almost right away. Looked like it didn't affect her at all. 1 and 2. Runners at the quarters after the passed ball. Stein looking for the third out. Chopped left side. Third baseman has it. Throw to first. Got it. Lancers strand the runners at the quarters. Back-to-back strikeouts and a ground out going 5-3. Lancers had 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 runners stranded, no runs. On to the 5th inning. No score here from Belleville East. This is Lancers softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Belleville East can't come through with another opportunity. Or 4 innings through. Scoreless, 0-0, top of the 5th with Scooter to bat. I'm Steve Stock with the appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening. Getting early evening now. Watching some Lancers softball opening day. Glad to have you along, and hopefully have you along more here this 2024 spring sports season. Mascoutah 7, 8, 9 here. 2 up, bottom part of the order. On the scoreboard here as we start the 5th, and runs, hits, and errors for Belleville East. It's 0-2-1 for Mascoutah. 0-1-0. So here is Faith Moore, and she flew out to the left fielder Brewer, made that slided catch back in the top of the second. She takes a ball 1-0 here to start the top of the 5th. Moore, Seibert, and Reese. I'll tip that one 1-1. So Belleville East had what they wanted. They got your 2 senior hitters to lead off the bottom of the 4th to get on. A walk by Fetters, hit by Sampson, but just couldn't do anything with it. Back-to-back Ks and a ground out. Stranded them at the corners. Kind of Mascoutah's had the same thing. They've been able to get their leadoff hitter up on base, and get runners on, but just can't come through as well. And you got to think the Belleville's defense. Fetters made a nice snag back in the top of the fourth for out number 3, and obviously just mentioned Brewer's slided catch in the top of the second. Their defense has been good. It's kind of kept two runs off the board at least. That's fouled back. As we get later in this game, it's almost getting to a part where it might be whoever can get that first run across will easily have an upper hand and hold on. But it's kind of just been getting to that, just who can score first. Neither team's been able to get a run across. That pitch is a slow one, kind of threw the top off of it. It was almost a knuckleball, looked like, for strike number 3 and out number 1. It fooled Moore at the plate. Second K looking for Hemmerly, her 6K total today.
That'll bring up second baseman Eddie Seibert.
Just a beautiful pitch. It fooled Moore and 1 out and bringing Seibert. Swing and a miss, 0-1. That's what it reminded me of, was a knuckleball. It was so slow in. And it worked. Hemmerly now has struck out the 3 of the last 4 batters she has faced today. She's getting better as this game goes on. That's fouled off. 0-2 as Peters catches it off the net. Unfortunately, that won't count for an out. 0-2. Another hitter down in the hole already. Pitch fouled off again, 0-2. Belleville East in the bottom of the 5th will have the 8-9-1. It'll be Izzy Brewer, Zoe Peters, and to the top of the order, and Abby Monroe. Oh, 2 in the dirt. Didn't even get to the home plate before touching the dirt. 1-2. That's fouled off. 3 of the last 4 have been foul balls here by Seibert, who made a good play as well back in the, if I remember the inning, might have been the first inning, yeah. Sampson was the last out in that first inning. That's low, 2-2. Seibert first time up, grounded out to the second baseman Heinrichs. All even up 2-2 after being down 0-2. Fouled off again. Seibert put up a battle here. That's the 4th foul ball of the at-bat. She was down 0-2. It's 2-2. 2-2, chopper, third base. Fetters can't make the play cleanly. Still keeps with it, though, to first. Not in time. Just a little bit late. And Mascoutah, 1 out base runner. Seibert's on. Charge that as an error in my scorebook. Second error today. Belleville East has committed the first one on Sampson. E5 now on Fetters for the second. So here is Reese. He reached on an error as Sampson couldn't make the play in center. First time up. That's right side. Heinrichs infield makes the play. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Hemmerly. Big out number 2. Now to the top of the order, and Avery Bain, who is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. She bunted last time, so I guess call that a sacrifice.
Now batting number 25, Avery Bain.
A spot here for Mascoutah. 2-out runner on. And their first strike, 0-1. And right where Mascoutah wants to be, top part of the order here. If you want to get a hit, need a hit with 2 outs, it's going to be that top part of the order. Some of your best hitters in the lineup will come through. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Nice change from Hemmerly. Threw a slow one in there, kind of fooled Bame. Hemmerly 6 strikeouts on the day. Let's see if she can get number 7 here in the 5th. Fighting his pitch was away and had to fight that one off. Chased at it. Staying alive, though, on the foul ball. Still 0-2. No score here through 4 innings. No one's been able to play it across that first run. 0-2. Hit left field. Brewer charge it in. Makes the play for out number 3. Mascoutah will strand the runner at first. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 left. Bottom 5, no score. Lancers at bat. This is Lancers softball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Mascoutah had another runner on. They couldn't score, so we're still 0-0. Bottom 5, Lancers to bat. Bottom part of the order, 8-9-1. She has 0 for 1 grounded out back in the second inning.
Now batting for the Lancers, left fielder number 6, Izzy Brewer.
Hit a ground ball. I got past the first baseman on a dive-in play, and then the second baseman backed up the first baseman, which was Seibert, who threw it home and got Miller out. Going from second to home. Now the Lancers back at the second trying to go on the board. So far, I've not been able to do that yet. That pitch is in there. Top part of the zone, 0-2. Brewer, Peters, and Monroe, 2 freshmen following the senior. 0-2 on Brewer. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A late swing, and Brewer goes down swinging. She's 0 for 2. Now it's up to Zoe Peters, the freshman who struck out first time up.
Now batting number 9, Zoa Peters. Did I say Zoa? Or Zoe?
Here is Peters. See what she can do here. Second ever at bat on the varsity level. Got a few freshmen on this varsity team. Pitch misses 1-0. After Peters will be Monroe, who's 1 for 2, a single and a flyout. Two 2-0 on Peters. That's hit left side. Shortstop makes the play. Throw to first, and it gets away from the first baseman. It was low. Peters will take an extra base, go into second. Lancers have another runner in scoring position. Throw got away. It was low from the shortstop, Knable. And the first baseman, Coons, couldn't make the play. So the Lancers have a runner at second, 1 out. And we're going to have a pinch runner. It's going to be pinch runner at second. With Peters being the catcher, she'll get a pinch runner. So Monroe will bat here. So I will charge that as a hit and an error.
Number 1, Abby Monroe.
And Peters a second. So that's the third hit today for Belleville East. On the Peters single, and then a E6 getting under a second. Count 0-1. Is that pitch on the outside part? Oh, 1. Monroe chops it right side. Second base will charge. Flip to first. Out. 2 away. So at least Monroe is able to get the runner at third, but 2 outs now, and it'll be up to the junior Olivia Hemmerly to come through. See if the junior can come through. She's been coming through on the mound. Getting some huge outs, keeping it 0 runs from Mascoutah on the scoreboard, but here we go.
Now batting number 3, Olivia Hemmerly.
Hemmerly today is 0 for 1. Walked first time up and then grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch, missing. Outside 1-0. Hemmerly last year had 17 RBIs, looking for her first of the season here. Oh. It's going to be a lot of 1-1. Pitch to Hemmerly, fouls that one off. I think the count is 2-1 on the scoreboard. Maybe it's 2. Is it 2-1? It's either 2-1 or 1-2. I think it's 2-1. We'll just go 2-1 on the scoreboard. Lost track of the count. 2-1 here on Hemmerly. 2 outs, runner at third. Lancers trying to get their first run of the game. The pitch. Foul that off, 2-2. Steinson had done a good job just battling here against some of these batters for Belleville East. 7 Ks on the day for Stein after Brewer looking for number 8 right here. 2-2. Here it comes. The pitch from Stein to Hemmerly. Outside 3-2. And I say if you can get Hemmerly on, that would be not what Stein and Mascoutah wants to do because it's the senior Emma Fetters with a total of 38 RBIs last year on deck. She would have an RBI opportunity here. 3-2 to Hemmerly. The pitch hits it left side, foul. Payoff pitch coming. No score, bottom 5. Mascoutah in the top of the 6 will have 2, 3, 4. That is Walker, Lau, and Coons. Three and 2, the pitch. And they're going to say it's a foul tip as Hemmerly just got a piece.
Somebody is wearing a Georgia Bulldog hat. I wonder who that is.
3-2. Fouled it off. Hemmerly still fighting. Can she come through here with 2 outs? Man, that would be huge if she can. Done it on the mound and maybe can do it hitting. Three and 2. Here it comes. Stein back on the bump. Payoff pitch, 2 outs, runner at third. Swing and a miss, and she got her down swinging. Lancer strand another runner in scored position. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. On to the 6th inning. No score here between Mascoutah and Belleville East. This is Lancer Softball on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. We'll be right back. Open today, no scores. We begin the 6th inning here between Mascoutah and Belleville East. 2-3-4-2 up for the Indians. Addie Walker, a junior right fielder, will lead us off. She's 0 for 2 in the day with 2 strikeouts, trying to avoid the hat trick today.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning from Mascoutah, number 27, Addie Walker.
Hemmerly on the day with 6 total strikeouts, looking for 7. First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0. Stein has done a good job battling as well with runners on for Mascoutah. She has a total of 8 strikeouts now. She got Hemmerly down swinging in the 5th. That misses 2-0. Have some updates in college basketball. St. Louis Billikens holding on to a 71-67 lead. Rhode Island with the ball. 24 seconds to go in the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament. Got a mound visit here with Hemmerly's first 2 pitches in the inning missing. 2-3-4. There we go. Do up here. Walker, Lau, and Coons. 2-3-4 today for Mascoutah. 0 for 4. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. Interesting stat there from the 2-3-4 hitters today in the lineup. Shows bunt, gets it down left side. Hemmerly charges, can't make the play, bobbled it. Leadoff runner on. Mascoutah today, that's the 2nd time they've had the leadoff runner on. Be an E1 on Hemmerly. And a leadoff runner for Mascoutah. And now here's your big hitters, 3-4 here in the lineup for Mascoutah.
Now batting number 10, Ellie Lowe.
Ellie Lowe stepping in here. 2 walks. First time walked was at first with 2 outs and got picked off between first and second. Then last time reached second on the pass ball. And there's another one. Gets behind Peters all the way to the backstop and moving up a base is Walker. Mascoutah runner at second. Nobody out. They had a runner at second, nobody out in the 4th inning. And a 1-0 count now. Mascoutah trying to get the first run. They're in a prime spot to do so. And their first strike, 1-1. Lowe last year had 22 RBIs, 7 homers. Looking to continue her senior year campaign. The only senior in this Mascoutah lineup. Swing and a miss. 1-2 and a spot trying to get the Indians on the board first. Peters back to Hemmerly to talk things over real quick. She returns to the plate. 1-2. Spot here for Mascoutah. Pitch on a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Hemmerly with the K. That's strikeout number 7 on the day and a huge out number 1. And man, can we get 2 more? 2 more just like that. Here's Callie. Callie Coons, the first baseman. She struck out first 2 times up, trying to avoid the hat trick today. Swing and a miss. Got him a chase. 0-1. 7 Ks now for Hemmerly, 8 for Stein. It's been a strikeout battle. Last year, Hemmerly almost averaged 7 Ks per 7. Pretty good stat on pace here. That's hit in the left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It will roll. Sampson cuts it off. Coming in from second is Walker. And a 1-out RBI double for Callie Coons. And the Indians on Mascoutah are on the board first here in this opening day of the 2024 campaign. It's 1-0 Mascoutah on the RBI double by Coons, who just put it in the left center, and it went right in the middle of Brewer and Sampson. We're going to have a mound visit out for Belleville East. We'll talk things over. Coons had a good piece to hit and beautiful spot in the left center, and it was going to be time for one of these teams to break through. I mean, it was coming sooner or later, and here we are. And unfortunately for Belleville East, it's Mascoutah doing it. 1-out RBI double. First run of the year. It's Coons, who last year had 20 RBIs, gets her first of the year. Now bring in the designated player, the sophomore, number 22, Jayla Moore.
Next up for the Indians, number 22, Jayla Moore.
Jayla Moore had a double first time up. She struck out looking last time back in the fourth. She hits this one right side. Second baseman's there in the infield. Makes the play as Heinrichs. Big out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out. Emily 1 more out away from getting out of this, only giving up 1.
Now batting number 9, Lana Knable.
Trying to keep the damage minimal. First pitch fouled back. 0-1. Lancers in the bottom of the 6th will try and respond. They'll have 3, 4, 5. That's Fetters, Sampson, and Miller. Atlanta Knable, the batter, 0 for 2. Pop out and a line out. That's high and outside. 1-1. One, swing and a miss. 1-2. Need one more strike. I'm really looking for K number 8. And out number 3, most importantly. 1-2. Just a bit outside. Peters tried to frame it for a strike. Just a little bit. Out 2-2. If anybody can get on, it would be Faith Moore. 0 for 2 for Mascoutah today. The pitch, that's going to be fouled off. Let's see if that gets over the net. It does. Still 2-2. Back in the box. Knable. Hemerly back in the bump. 2-2. Looking for K number 8. Trying to keep it 1-0. And the pitch. Hit right side. Foul territory. Monroe, the first baseman under it. Puts the glove up. Makes the play for out number 3. Before out number 3, though, Mascoutah gets on the board on a 1-out double by Callie Coons. They strand her, though, at second. After 5.5, Lancers at bat. They trail 1-0. Looking to respond. They'll go to the seniors. Fetters and Sampson to get something started. We'll have it for you next year on the Belleville East Broadcast Network. Mascoutah scored 1 in the top half of the 6th. Came on a 1-out double by Coons, and Belleville East trying to respond. You're always good to have your big hitters. This may be the last time they have the chance to bat in this game, as we're getting later and later, the final 2 innings. As we're in the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 in favor of Mascoutah. Emma Fetters, Ashlyn Sampson, Maddie Miller to follow. Anybody gets on, Ari Kohler. Fetters on today is 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. First pitch misses, ball 1. See if the Lancers can finally get a run across. They've had opportunities, just haven't been able to come through. 1-0. Fouls that one off, 1-1. Mascoutah, that was their second hit back in the top half, and the Lancers also their third error of the game. Popped up in the infield. Second baseman on a high pop-up is under it. Puts the glove up, out number one. Fedder's retired for the second time today, and she's the first out. So now we'll go to Ashlyn Sampson. Belleville said they were to go down in order. It would be the bottom of the order, due up in the bottom of the seventh for your final three outs. It would be 6, 7, 8.
Number 45, Ashlyn Sampson.
Running out of time, only 5 outs left. It's outside 1-0. Couldn't keep Mascoutah off the board for too long, and they've had opportunities almost every inning. Hit right side near the first base line. First baseman making the play, and Coons. 2 outs now. 2 quick outs here by Stein, who's done a good job today. I mean, she's been remarkable. 8 total strikeouts. 2 outs.
Next up, number 12, Maddie Miller.
Miller 0 for 2 now, stepping in. Reached first time on a drop third strike, and then struck out swinging last time. Fouls that one off 0-1. Mascoutah in the top half of the seventh. We'll have their 7, 8, 9. It'll be Faith Moore, Eddie Seibert, and Cameron Reese, who are combined 0 for 6 on the day, but they've reached twice on errors. Missing 1-1. Hits it left side. Third baseman fields it. Throw to first. Got it. Lancers go down 1, 2, 3. On to the seventh. Final inning here. Mascoutah leads 1-0. This is Lancers softball on the Belleville Broadcast Network. We'll be right back. Top 7, 1-0 Mascoutah leads. It was Dr. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday afternoon / early evening watching some Lancers softball. Mascoutah got the first run in the 6th. They hold on to a 1-0 lead as we begin the final inning here. Here in the 7th,
Leading off the top of the 7th inning is number 21, Faith Moore.
Mascoutah with their bottom part of the order, 7, 8, 9. Faith Moore, the freshman, third baseman, steps in. First pitch, a strike going 1 from Hemmerly. Lancers in the bottom of the 6th had the part of the order they won up. The 2 seniors, 3, and 4, and then the 5th hitter, Maddie Miller, and the Lancers went down 1, 2, 3. It's fouled off 0-2. That got over the net. So the Lancers in the bottom of the 7th will have Kohler, Heinrichs, and Brewer. 0 0-2 with a pitch from Hemmerly. High pitch, 1-2. More fly out and struck out. On 2. Just missed on the outside part. Oh, they're going to say it did ring her up. Yes! Hemmerly gets the K. It was a kind of a late call from the home plate up, but another K for Hemmerly, which is number 8 on the day.
Now batting number 5, Eddie Seibert.
S'more goes down looking, and they'll bring in the second baseman, Seibert, first pitch. And there for a strike 0-1. Seibert 0 for 2, a ground out and reached on the air back in the 5th. So 8 Ks for Hemmerly now and 3 via the looking. 5 swinging. 1-1 count, and time called by Seibert. She'll get out of the box now, get back in quickly. Up the middle. Base hit is the reason why she called that timeout, able to lock in and hit it right back up the middle. Mascoutah's third hit of the day, and they have a 1-out base runner. And they'll go to the 9 hitter in the lineup. Cameron Reese, the catcher.
Next up, number 19, Cameron Reese.
Reese reached on an air by Sampson back in the 3rd, and then popped out to the second baseman, Heinrichs. 0 for 2 on the day. Fouls that one off, 0-1. Hemmerly would like to obviously avoid giving up a run and get the last 2 outs here. Maybe double play or these last 2 batters, but do not want to get it to the middle part of the order. That's where Mascoutah did damage last inning. Especially they would have runners on if they can, get to that middle part of the order. That pitch missed. I called it a strike. 0-2. How about another K? I'm really looking for number 9. The pitch. Foul that one off. Still 0-2. Down in the hole again. Hemmerly's done a good job just getting ahead in the count as well. We'll be back here at the Baseball Diamond on Thursday. Or be our next broadcast for Lancer Baseball. They'll have games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll be back out here at softball on Monday against Waterloo. That'll be our next softball broadcast. That's hit. Shortstop making the play is Miller right behind the pitcher's mound. So charge it in, making the play. 2 away. Emily 1 more out away from getting out of this. Keep it 1-0 for the Lancers to see what they can do in the bottom of the 7th. Have their backs against the wall down to the last 3 outs. Here's Avery Bame, 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a sac bunt. That's going to go foul. 0-1. Got a busy start to the spring, so we'll just kind of give you the schedule. Thursday, Friday, Saturday out the Baseball Diamond. We'll be on the air 3:45 on Thursday and Friday. With an early start at 4. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2. Monday we'll be back here at softball. It'll be a 4:15 pregame, 4:30 first pitch against Waterloo, and then Tuesday we'll have boys volleyball against Granite City. We'll have JV and varsity begin at 4:30. We'll be on the air around around 4:25. That's outside 1-2, and then that Lancer boys volleyball tournament Friday and Saturday. It's Friday afternoon, and then Saturday morning going into around noon. 1-2. Hit right side in the outfield, and making the play, putting the glove up, is Ari Cole. Here we go. Do or die, bottom of the 7th. Let's see what the Lancers can do. Down in the last 3 outs. They trail 1-0. We'll have it for you next here on the Belleville Broadcast Network. Lancers down their last 3 outs of the game. They trail 1-0 here. It'll be Ari Kohler, Elise Heinrichs, and Izzy Brewer due up here for Belleville East. See what they could do here. Our last 3 outs needed to come through. The last 5 Lancer batters have been retired. Going back to the bottom of the 5th. Kohler coming in is 0 for 2, a strikeout swing and a strikeout looking.
Getting things started for the Lancers is right fielder number 31, Ari Kohler.
Stein back up on the bump looking for the complete game shutout and a win. That pitch misses low. 1-0. Just need a leadoff baseman. Lancers have been able to do that, just haven't been able to come through, but need a good start at the end here. Last 5 have been retired for the Lancers. That pitch hit left side. Third baseman makes the play. Charges. Throws the first baseman can't make the play. Drop the ball. Kohler is safe. And the Lancers have the leadoff runner on. There you go. Obviously, not the way you would drew it up to get the runner on, but you'll take it. Here we go. The tying run's on. Called an error at first by the first baseman, Coons, who had the RBI for Mascoutah. So here is the sophomore Elise Heinrichs.
That brings up second baseman number 20, Elise Heinrich.
She's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Leadoff runner on, it's Kohler at first. 1-0 Mascoutah. She shows bunt. Gets on a pop-up dive in play by the first baseman, Coons, for out number 1. Oh, man, it was popped up, and it stayed up in the air just a little bit long enough for Coons to make the play. And the Lancers have their first down, and a double play will end it.
Now batting number 6, Izzy Brewer.
Here is Izzy Brewer 0 for 2, a ground down, a strikeout. See what a senior can do. Kind of counted on her this year as Belleville for some leadership. Big spot like this. Could she come through? First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Got the freshman on deck in Peters and in Monroe if we can continue the game to that. 1-0 to Brewer. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Gets away from the catcher. Kohler will move up a base. 2-1. Kohler at second on a wild pitch. Tying run and scoring position now. And now we'll have a timeout here as the Mascoutah coach will come out of the third base dugout to talk to Stein, the pitcher on the bump, and Kohler will come from second. Brewer from the home plate, and we'll talk it over with Coach Peters near the third base line. Here we go. I mean, hitters count 2-1. Runners in scored position, the tying run. There's 1 out. Obviously don't want to get an out here. Would like to tie it on this at bat, or at least get Brewer on. But you have it out to play with. Just need to get something. Need to get a hit in a spot. You haven't been able to come through in this spot all day. No better time to do it now if the back's against the wall. Brewer back in the box on a 2-1 count. 2-1 to Brewer. Hits it right to the shortstop. It's on the ground. Shortstop will throw to third. Kohler trying to advance as she's out. Slide it into third. Trying to get past the shortstop, went behind her back, and shortstop was ready. A great awareness by Mascoutah's Knable. And the Lancers are down to the last out. Brewer reaches on a fielder's choice. So instead of the Lancers having a runner in scored position with 2 outs, it's 2 outs and a runner at first.
That brings up catcher number
And Zoe Peters, the freshman, in her first ever varsity game is down to the last out here. Game on her shoulders. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0 on the day. She is 1 for 2, a strikeout, single, and then advanced to second on that hit via an air. The 1-0. Peters hits it third base. Third baseman plays it off the line, but they're going to say it's just foul. So Lancers will get another crack at it, 1-1. If Peters could extend this game, it would be Abby Monroe to follow. Pitch to Peters. Fouls that off. Lancers down to the last strike, 1-2. Mascoutah looking to start the year 1-0. All down to the freshman. 1-2. The pitch from Stein. Hits it up the middle. Stein can't make the play. Second baseman throw to first. Got it. Mascoutah wins 1-0. Lancers start the 2024 campaign losing 1-0. They start 0-1. Mascoutah starts 1-0. They win this one 1-0. We'll talk about it next here on our Lancers softball postgame show. Well, not the way you wanted to start the 2024 campaign. The Lancers started off the year 0-1 after a 1-0 loss here on the home opener to the Indians. Mascoutah, we welcome into our Lancers softball postgame show. Final 1-0. Belleville East had opportunities to win this game and cash through. I mean, they had numerous times with the runners on in scored position, just couldn't get that hit to drive any runs. The Lancers had a one-out runner at second base and a ground ball to short the left side, and trying to go from second to third was Cole. That didn't work out, and Belleville East falls in this one. And we knew that the Lancers obviously missing so many seniors from last year that were big parts in the lineup. How would Belleville East offense look like in 2024? Obviously, you still have Ashlyn Sampson, Emma Fetters, two seniors who are going to be your main leaders on offense, but really, now Belleville East has a lot of new hitters in the lineup. Abby Monroe, the leadoff hitter. Maddie Miller. Ari Kohler saw a little bit of action last year. Elise Heinrichs saw a little bit of action. Izzy Brewer, a little bit of action. Zoe Peters, a freshman. It's new hitters in the lineup, and, talk about it. You're trying to figure out what works for Belleville East. How do you line up this lineup? Obviously, there's seniors that, obviously you got to have in the lineup, but what combination of players, where do you put these players at in lineup? How do you get runs on the board? And obviously, that's going to be something Belleville East is going to try and find the answer to all year. But a tough loss here to start off the year 1-0 to a good Mascoutah team. I mean, you got to give props to Amelia Stein, who was incredible on the bump. She had 8 total strikeouts today for Mascoutah. She was great on the bump. I mean, she was able to get out of jams just like the one in the bottom of the 7th that we saw. She was able to do that every single inning. She kept the Lancers hitters off balance and really pitched a good game. And same thing with Hemmerly. She did a good job as well. Just that one run. I mean, it's hard to stay perfect, and it was that 6th inning where Mascoutah got on the board. Let's go to get the numbers for you. Get the pitching line. We'll start off with the winning pitcher, Amelia Stein, who had the complete game shutout as well, going 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits, no runs, no earned. Over for Belleville East, Olivia Hemmerly is the losing pitcher. She had 7 innings, a complete game for her. She had 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits, 1 run, and 1 earned. On the scoreboard in runs, hits, and errors for the visitor Indians of Mascoutah, they had 1 run, 1-3-2 for Mascoutah. Over for Belleville East, they had 0-3-3. Mascoutah had that RBI double back in the 6th, and it was all started on an error that got the leadoff hitter for Mascoutah in the top half of the 6th, Addie Walker, to get on, and then a strikeout low, but a pass ball got Walker to second, and it was Coons that came through in the RBI double. Belleville East had opportunities. We go back to the bottom of the 1st. Abby Monroe gets on, and then she gets Scott Steele trying to go for second. Hemmerly walked. They had an opportunity there. Second, and Miller got the second base after striking out and reaching on the drop third strike. She could have come through as she tried to go from second to home on a ground out. Third inning, Lancers had the first 2 runners on. Fetters with the walk. Sampson had a base hit. First and second, nobody out, and the Lancers stranded the runners at the corners, unable to come through. 5th inning, the Lancers went down 1-2-3, and the same thing to the 6th as well, going down 1-2-3, and obviously had that spot in the 7th inning, but couldn't come through with Mascoutah winning 1-0. Anyway, we'll take a final break here. We'll have the play of the game. It's next on our Lancers softball postgame show on a Tuesday evening with Mascoutah winning 1-0. We'll be right back. We welcome back here to our Lancers softball post-game show. Let's give you your play of the game. It comes from the top of the 6th inning. No score. It's Mascoutah batter, the cleanup hitter, Callie Coons with 1 out. Runner at second, 0-1 count. No score, and here's your play of the game. Last year, Hemmerly almost averaged 7 Ks per 7. Pretty good stat on pace here. That's hit in the left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It will roll. Sampson cuts it off. Coming in from second is Walker, and a 1-out RBI double for Callie Coons, and the Indians of Mascoutah are on the board first here in this opening day of the 2024 campaign. That's how the RBI by Callie Coons sounded. The game-winning RBI for Mascoutah. They win this 1-0. Belleville falls to 0-1 in the year, and Mascoutah improves to 1-0. Spring sports are here. I mean, it feels good to be back. Obviously, tough to call loss, but man, it feels good to be back up here calling some softball. Have some more softball next Monday. We'll be back out here for softball against Waterloo. But for the rest of the week, though, we're going to be over on the baseball diamond, spend some time with Coach Wiggs' team as they're going to play in the Metro East Kickoff Classic. It'll be Quincy Thursday, Juliet West Friday, and then 3 games Saturday. We'll have it all for you here on the Belleville Broadcast Network. So our next broadcast Thursday, it'll be opening day for the baseball team. Quincy coming to town. It's a 4 o'clock first pitch. A little bit earlier start time. Obviously 4:30 is the usual start time. 4 o'clock, so we're on the air at 3:44. I know there's supposed to be a little bit of rain in the forecast. Hopefully it'll stay away. What happened last year is that we actually had, it wasn't rain, I believe it was cold weather that weekend for the home opener for Belleville East on a Friday. That pushed that back to Wednesday against Mascoutah. So that's how, we'll see how it goes with the weather. Hopefully it will cooperate. It hasn't really done that this year in these games. We've had all the basketball, had a bunch of games move back and everything, but hopefully it'll all work out this weekend for some Lancer baseball. Glad to be back there, and then we'll be in the gym for the first time Tuesday for boys volleyball against Granite City. Busy next few weeks. I'm glad to bring it all to you. A lot of things planned, a lot of games we're going to do, and I'm excited for it all here on the Belleville East broadcast. We do have some good news for college basketball fans, especially for the Billikens. The Billikens win their conference tournament game in the Atlantic 10 tournament. They defeat the Rams of Rhode Island, winning 74-71. They'll play, their season will live another day. They'll play tomorrow, and I believe they're going to be playing Duquesne. The Duquesne Dukes, which I believe is a 6:30 start time maybe over in Brooklyn. Anyway, good to see the Billikens win. Missouri Tigers, college hoops, they're in action tomorrow in the SEC tournament. Obviously, if they keep on winning, and both teams play on Thursday again, we'll have score updates for you throughout the game. I always, I had to have the game on my left. I had to watch, as I always do. Big college basketball fan. But anyway. Glad you could join us here on a Tuesday to start off this softball season, the spring sports year. Hope you could join us for more. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great, and obviously tough to start with the loss, but a lot of fun. Always fun, softball, great sport, obviously one that I've been just learning to do as early as last year. Man, it's been a lot of fun learning about it. I tell you, it's a great sport. It makes it even more fun when the athletes, the coaches, all support this, all make this thing fun. I love it. Anyway, I'll see you Thursday. Baseball Diamond, 3:45. We're on the air with our Lancer Baseball pregame show. Thursday and Friday on the air at 3:45. Saturday we're on the air at 9:45 in the morning. Let's have some fun on the Diamond. We'll see if baseball can start off their 2024 season with the win Thursday against the Blue Devils of Quincy. Anyway, Mascoutah wins this one again by a final score of 1-0. Girls softball team will be back action Saturday. Home doubleheader against Marion. The Civ will be out at baseball. We'll have some updates throughout the game as well. We're in baseball on our broadcast as well. We'll see if the girls can get in the win column Saturday. Anyway, though, our next softball broadcast is Monday when Waterloo comes to town in our non-conference game. We're on the air at 4:15 with our Lancer softball pregame show. First pitch at 4:30. Anyway, from a Tuesday here from Rita Macon Field here from the campus of Belleville East High School. Mascoutah wins this 1-0. And with that, we'll hopefully see you Thursday. If not, we hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday evening. Have a good rest of your week. And we will see you guys later.